welcome to MAC Weekly. I'm Megan Clementi. We have a lot to cover, so let's jump to the sole conference matchup of the weekend. Bowling Green and Kent State battling for the anniversary award. It was tit for tat in the first half. Bowling Green gets on the board as Travis Green charges through the Kent State defense for the score. Minutes later, quarterback Colin Wheeling would launch the ball to Chris Humphrey.
Loaded up deep for Humphrey. Got it! Touchdown! What an outstanding adjustment to the football from Chris Humphrey.
Humphrey would work his magic again for the two-point conversion, and KSU takes an 8-7 lead. In the second, the Golden Flashes were forced to use their running game. Ernest Calhoun goes 29 yards before the Falcons can stop him. That would lead to a 5-point advantage, but it wouldn't last long. Falcons QB Matt Johnson connects with Sean Joplin for 35 yards, and eventually Bowling Green regains the lead by 2. Halfway through the second, and Reardon shows he's got game on the ground.
Off play action. Reardon in open space. Reardon with speed. Finally got taken down with that touchdown-saving tackle.
42 yards, and that would lead to the final touchdown of the day for Kent State. The Golden Flashes were done, but the Falcons went on to score an additional 24 points, highlighted by this.
Just 3rd and 15. Johnson buying time, coming deep middle. Briggs got it. See you later.
Bowling Green snaps a 3-game losing streak to Kent State with a 41-22 victory. Falcons sophomore QB Matt Johnson made a splash in his first career start with a career-high 19 of 25 passing for 357 yards and 2 touchdowns. Eastern Michigan looked for its first win of the season against Penn State at Beaver Stadium. The Eagles defense started off strong in the first. Hunter Matt would blindside Penn's QB Christian Hackenberg, forcing the fumble and earning the first touchdown of the day. From there, the Nittany Lions would claw their way to 45 unanswered points in the 45-7 win over Eastern Michigan. Similar situation for Miami as the Redhawks battled Kentucky at Commonwealth Stadium. Down by 17 halfway through the first, a Zach Murphy 52-yard punt would become a Colin Boucher tackle. Boucher forces the fumble while his teammate Chris Wade recovers the ball for the 6-yard touchdown, the first of his career. That would cut the lead to 17-10, but that's as close as the Redhawks would get. Kentucky would earn an additional 24 points, resulting in Miami's 41-7 loss. Ball State held its ground as Army invaded Muncie. After falling behind early, the Cardinals would score on every possession but one in the first half. Ball State dominated with 37 unanswered points, earning the 40-14 W. Senior quarterback Keith Wenning completed 23 of 32 passes for 325 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wenning is now topped the 300-yard passing mark for the 8th time in his career. In their 59th meeting, UMass hosted Maine at Gillette Stadium. UMass opens the game in a big way as QB Mike Wegson connects with Stacy Bedell for 47 yards. Wegson would complete the possession with a 7-yard touchdown pass to Bernard Davis. That would mark Davis's first career touchdown reception. Fast forward to the fourth, UMass trailed by 24. The Minutemen would stay alive as A.J. Doyle's 8-yard pass to Tashay Sharp brings them within 10, but it proved not enough as UMass fell to Maine 24-14. Sharp had a career game though, 11 receptions for 85 yards and 1 score. Central Michigan was off to a rough start as New Hampshire held the Chippewas scoreless in the first half. Down 13-0, backup QB Cooper Rush would deliver a 9-yard touchdown pass to Titus Davis. That would ignite the Chippewas. In the fourth, CMU rallies for 2 touchdowns, the second going zone-to-zone.
Maybe Cooper Rush, the next 3,000-yard passer in Central Michigan lore. He's got another man open, Titus Davis. Davis on a good race to the end zone. And Titus Davis goes all the way, 97 yards.
That would be Davis's longest of his career and second longest in program history. Tied at 21 with 3 seconds remaining. It all came down to freshman kicker Ron Caluzzi.
And Ron Caluzzi sends Central Michigan to a victory.
Central Michigan, with the exciting come-from-behind victory, takes this one 24-21. Rush with an historic debut, passes for 326 yards, becoming the first CMU freshman quarterback to throw for over 300 yards since Dan Lefevre had 314 in the MAC championship game in 2006. Toledo played Missouri, and we start in the second quarter where Mizzou leads 10-3. True freshman Jordan Martin with the pick. It would lead to a Jeremiah Detmer 46-yard field goal. Detmer would score 3 times in the first half for all 9 of the Rockets' points. Down 24-9 in the third, Terrence Owens would make some noise, first cruising into the end zone for Toledo's first score of the season, and then connecting with a wide-open Alonzo Russell for a 41-yard touchdown. Toledo is now within 1 of the Tigers at 24-23. As hard as they fought, Toledo could not stop Missouri as the Rockets fell 38-23. Senior running back David Fluellen with an impressive performance finished with 111 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving while setting his career high with 10 receptions. Alex Nukes with a career best 6 catches for 197 yards could not lift Buffalo over number 23 Baylor. Baylor takes this one 70-13. Akron in its home opener faced James Madison. What a difference a quarter can make. After trailing 13-0 in the first, Akron would enter halftime up 14-13. That lead would extend as backup QB Nick Hirschman would connect with Andrew Pratt.
Third down and long. Try to hit the near sideline. It's caught. Caught by Pratt. On the run is Pratt, and he scores.
It's now 21-16 Akron. But the Dukes would not go quietly. Halfway through the third, QB Michael Birdsong would score on a 5-yard touchdown while Dean Cheatham follows that up with a 2-point conversion, taking a 24-21 lead over the Zips. Not taking any chances, starting QB Kyle Pohl re-enters the game and immediately earns a 3-yard passing touchdown for a 28-24 Akron lead. A James Madison field goal would bring the score within 1, but Pohl was ready for the win.
Pohl on third down into the end zone. Touchdown to Goodman.
Akron earns its first win of the season, 35-33 against James Madison. Hirschman and Pohl combined for 287 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Ohio sure knows how to kick off a season opener. A 75-yard single-play touchdown in the first 10 seconds of the game is how North Texas was welcomed into Athens. The Bobcats would follow that up with back-to-back touchdowns in the second. The latter was a 42-yard interception return for a 21-7 lead at the half. But then the offense would turn stale as the Mean Green would tie the game at 21. Lucky for the Cats, they had their own Mean Green in Matt Green. A pair of field goals, 38 and 22 yards, would propel Ohio to victory as the Bobcats defeat North Texas 27-21. Senior QB Tyler Tettleton finished the night with 239 yards for 2 scores. And the final game of the evening saw Western Michigan hosting Nicholls State. The Broncos struggled throughout the first, entering halftime down 21-9. But WMU dominated the third, holding the Colonels scoreless and taking the lead 23-21. While the Broncos defense didn't allow Nicholls near the end zone, the Colonels were able to score on a pair of field goals for the win. Western Michigan dropped a 27-21 decision to Nicholls State. Brian Fields rushed for 103 yards and all 3 of the Broncos' touchdowns. Non-conference play continues with another full day of football on Saturday, September 14th. Join me next week as we recap all the action on MAC Weekly.